Hey, this is Rob Kasmark with Zacuto Studios. We recently picked up a Canon C300, which we've been extremely pleased with, and have some new Zacuto accessories I'd like to talk about briefly with you. Now, the first thing that kind of holds all this together is the studio base plate. Now, the studio base plate mounts underneath the camera and it has 50mm rods that go through the front and back, so it allows you in front to stick, your follow focus, matte box, Z-grips, any number of configurations. And then also in back, you could stick your shoulder pad, counterweight and balance, even a handle. Now, these rods are great because unlike some of the other rod systems, these have adjustable knobs that allow you to slide the whole configuration forward and backwards based on where you want the rods to sit. So they also have 15mm rods on the side, so if you want to mount an EVF, you can mount that there, but they're spaced 60mm apart. So essentially what that allows you to do is if you have like a Swiss plate that you want to mount like an Anton Bauer battery, or even build it out to a cage, it slides in extremely easy and fast, which is very great because the things that kept me, with Zacuto products is that they're modular. Stuff that I bought 3-4 years ago is still working with everything that comes out now, which in my mind is a great investment. So the next thing we have is that with the studio base plate, it's a little bit longer, so it allows you to go from tripod to shoulder mount really fast and easy. Some of the other setups you're required to remove the Z-grips in front, but this slides off really fast, which is great when you're have shots that get done very quickly. Time is of the essence. So one of the other things that we got, since we have the EVF up here, is we have the Z-Focus extender, which normally does your follow focus is farther in the camera. So not only is it not ergonomic, but it's hard to see if you don't have like a first or second AC to be pulling focus if you're just doing it yourself. So it's very comfortable here. I could see with my other eye, where focus is at all times, which is very, very helpful. Now the next thing is probably my favorite piece about this is the grip relocator. So with the Canon C100 and Canon C300, you have a removable grip that allows you to take the grip off and stick it wherever you want. And so Zacuto designed a grip relocator that has to sit down where your Z-grips are at. So when you're shooting over the shoulder, you could control start-stop, aperture. The buttons are assignable, so it works however you want it to work, which when you're doing over-the-shoulder stuff is extremely helpful in this sort of situation. All right, so another piece that we have is the Gorilla base plate. Now the Gorilla base plate's different than the studio base plate in the sense that the studio base plate is designed, for tripod over the shoulder because it has rods that go through the front and back, where the Gorilla base plate has spots for 15mm rods for just the front. So if you want to mount your follow focus, matte box, it also has a 15mm rod spot on the side for an EVF, and then also underneath it. I personally like the target shooter setup, but you could also set up as a striker as well. This works out better if you want to have a smaller footprint. So let's say you're in a situation, you can't have it over the shoulder, but you want to have a steady shot that if you just hold it out in front of you, it's not going to have. It gives you a point of contact on the camera itself, on your shoulder, and then either gripping the lens or the follow focus. So it gives you extremely steady shots without the large footprint, which I really like. So between the Gorilla base plates and the studio base plates, it really covers the gamut of anything you would need in production, whether it's small or big. This and all the Zacuto products we mentioned today work well with the Canon C100, 300, and 500. So if you want more information on any of these products, check out Zacuto.com. If you want more information on the work that we do at Zacuto Studios, check out ZacutoStudios.com. Thanks.